really be starting these rides. I promise you, we getting tired. Promise you, these are the facts. Yeah, you know the facts. We about to start fighting back. It's your fault, this where we at. Or we wanna know what's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that? Yeah.
All right.
Yo, what up?
Welcome back.
What's up?
We are back again with What's Up With That Live, Truth Not Tradition. I am Apocalypse Rich.
Hey, this is the Unorthodox Style Street Minister King Kali in the building, baby.
And Royalty is here. What's up? How y'all doing?
All right, now we got to send a shout out to our brother John.
Yeah, shout out to John.
Johnny Flames. He couldn't
Prayers
be here
to you,
with
John.
us. He couldn't be here with us right now, but we know he here in spirit. So
Yes,
right
sir.
now we're gonna do something a little different.
Yep.
So we got a segment that the good brother King Kali gonna run. So go ahead and man, set it up, brother.
All right, so let me just get into it. First and foremost, I'd like to say prayers and health and wellness sent over there to Pastor John on an expedient recovery.
So
all others in the world right now are suffering from any illnesses or any type of sicknesses or anything that's holding them back, holding them down. We're sending the same prayers to them as well and the families who are all out there. Of course, this is the World Topic segment, ladies and gentlemen. Truth, not tradition. What's up with that? We are all always on here raising awareness and topics about those things that people are really afraid to talk about. Apocalypse Rich always comes on here and dropping knowledge about things that are happening in our society today that's going on right in front of the blind eye. So this being the World Topic segment, we're gonna stick to the whole, the whole ordinary way we go with that. But before we go into that, I would like to have a prayer moment. And I'm gonna not say pray, I just gonna send prayers out to specific people. I do wanna ask the good Lord to send prayers to my two young sons, all three of my sons for sure, but the two little ones for sure, because I'm being younger, underage and stuff like that, and the innocence. I like to ask the blood, the Christ to bleed over them and keep them protected as a corner headstone in their life. I like to send prayers to my mother and my father and shout out to them. Thank you for pretty much having me in my life here. I always got to give a shout out and sending prayers to Pastor Daryl Hurst and my spiritual father and Overseer Dr. Ann Coles, my spiritual mother and my leadership there. And sending prayers up to the ministries up New York with Bishop Keith Wright and all the rest of the crew. And everybody else that's grinding for God out here. If I missed you, I do apologize, but that's my moment I wanted to share for specific prayers to everyone that's out there. Like to pass the torch.
yeah, well I'm gonna say we want to send some prayers out to the families. Friend of mine, a near dear friend of mine, Kirk. They call him Kirky Worky, and my man said they both were killed by gun violence this year.
Oh man.
In the neighborhood war that's been going on far too long before I even put my feet on the ground. So I just want to send my prayers out to the family. May they, the Lord hold them and send angels around them to minister them through these times. And I also want to send an actual a prayer out to my family. I had a death in the family today.
Oh, wow.
My younger cousin died suddenly. He just literally just died in the room. And so my family is kind of going through something right now. So we just want to send prayers out to my own family. Yeah.
My condolences.
Thank you.
Of course, I'm always praying for everybody. Specifically, I've been working with the autistic kids up in New Hampshire. So I definitely just want to show love and send lots of prayers. It's a lot, not just for the kids, but also the parents. And a lot of people are just not aware of this. So definitely sending special prayers to those up there in New Hampshire, those special kids.
Right.
Shout out to y'all.
Wow.
Funny thing, my cousin was autistic. That's
Really?
crazy.
Yeah. And another funny thing is this, because the Spirit guides us in a lot that we do, especially as us being, children of God and Christians, and as actively we are with the Holy Spirit. Then, he connects us and guides us. And he was just saying that he brought up two individuals in a special prayer for gun violence. And this is, as we start to move into the World Topic segment, that's actually the next thing that we're going to get into is this new, I guess it's almost like a plague. I mean, it's getting downright ridiculous. Wow. Just the gun violence itself. I'm hearing about the 13-year-old child that was shot raking leaves out in the Southeast. I think 2 more deaths right behind that. My spiritual father was downtown and actually witnessed the body on the ground of another kid. I mean, these are all different shootings. And these are happening in a matter of hours now. Yeah. I mean, it ain't days in between. It's so funny because if y'all heard a couple of shows ago, I was a host at a Stop the Violence and the Gun and Violence movement with a pep rally for peace in the streets. When I literally left that show, when I was going down Minnesota Avenue, I literally witnessed the drive-by shooting. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's just popping off so, but me, you know what, I gotta raise this awareness, we'll talk about it too, is the normalization of it is, I wasn't even tripped off about it. No, you know what I mean? I just was like, oh. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a normal thing.
But look, that's crazy that you actually said that. And mind you, this is a female. I was talking to my homegirl. This is up in Detroit. So, of course, they're a little different out there. And she was just telling me, I guess because they got cut off, she got a gun pulled on her. This is crazy, and this is how it is. The wrong hands have guns, and then people just so quick to
well, I hate
shoot
to
and
say
kill.
it.
I mean, it's
you know what to say, that road rage to be real crazy is well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but it's not unheard of.
No, it's not.
To get popped off on that highway.
Yeah, bro.
Like off something crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta think what all of this stuff stems from is the fact that we are getting more and more disconnected from each other. Yeah. And the youth are starting to be propagated to with this drill music and the fact that
it's all going.
Yeah, it's just like kill. Drill means kill music. You know what I'm saying? So they are the ones that are actually influencing the culture.
For sure.
So, you know, they talking about up in 30s, up in this, up in that.
Yeah.
It's
switches.
Become,
we got the switches with the 30.
Yeah, with the switches with the 30. And, you know, friends of mine, because of my past lifestyle, was asking me about certain stuff. I'd be like, y'all don't know. If I even did have the switches, I wouldn't give them to y'all.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know what y'all gonna go do with them. But the sad thing about it is we have very little respect for human life right now, and it's more and more evident as the days go by.
As I take
it starts with go ahead.
Go ahead, no, you go ahead.
Nah, it's really just stems from basic human decency, and we've lost that. Like common decency and how we should just be kind to one another. The simple things, we don't even have that.
Right. Just to get into what you were saying, like the normalcy of it, it has been so bad that I'm gonna hold myself accountable. You know what I mean? Because Generation X, you know, the 90s, the spirits with the yayo, the crack scene and all that, when that hit, this was the time that I was growing up. So this is the time that I was toting them pistols and I was really running heavy with them. And I was kind of setting the tone and laying the blueprint out for the next generation. So that's why I'm making a firm stamp on this. And I'm going to bring a point up because my son kind of hits me up with it sometimes. It's like, how you going to get on me about doing these things? And this is what all you used to do. So I hold accountability, but I'm like, okay, I went through those things to be able to teach you about what not to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this is what I'm telling you. So let's not look at it like, brothers and sisters, if you're out there with a young child and you're struggling with them and they're throwing it in your face, like, but this is what you used to do, X, Y, Z. But like, all right, I went through this and I suffered this. I went through all of this for you to learn not to do this. All right. So that's the way we need to view that. And I just wanted to bring that up because I hold myself job accountable. How you feel?
Right. See, what I taught and what I teach, because I've raised multiple generations of children in my life, is that you don't want to, if you don't want to pay what I paid, then don't do what I did. You know what I'm saying? Because like my friends, like they have witnessed from my lifestyle and from like even me being separated from certain things, but I'm getting these calls at 3 a.m. I'm getting these calls. It was last year. Every Sunday for like almost 2.5 months, every Sunday, I would wake up and the first call I would get was one of my friends that I was in the sand with, in the streets with, in the penitentiary with, all these places was dead. Every Sunday to the point I didn't even want to answer my phone on Sunday. Yeah. So they've seen this. Yeah. They watch these people that come in their house and I'm calling them Uncle such and such, and you know, they looking at them like uncles, and then now they see me with a shirt with their face on it, or they see me going to their funerals. Damn. So they understand from just because how close I was and how close I am still to some degree to the places where I used to do these things. Understood. And my life was so intertwined, and like a lot of my family's involved in this stuff. They see it, they understand the consequences directly, so they kind of want to stay out of that. And a lot of the stuff because I share with them the ugly side. That's what's you know what I'm saying? I let them see the blood. I let them see the fact when we going to the funerals and he watching everybody cry. That's what you want?
Yeah. But I mean, they experienced the pain while you were going through what you was going through too, because I'm pretty sure that involved the lifestyle really wasn't all about them at one time too.
Well, no, see, I was already out the street, but because my life, my family, the people I care about, is still entrenched knee deep in the street.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So they watching the people that I care about deeply, and they know that because they, like, everybody wasn't invited to my home, but the people that did come to my home and we had all these events and stuff was people that was all still knee deep in the street party, got pistols on them, all this different stuff.
I can relate.
You know what I'm saying? They seen this stuff, and you know they watching my friends go to jail, getting phone numbers. My godsons, even my godsons, right now, I got a godson named Christopher. Christopher doing 65 years. My godson, so they watched him as a little boy growing up, and then they like, where Bird? Bird doing 65 years, shooting at the police on the Parkway. Wow. So this stuff, all this stuff, when they get a chance to see it and you actually able to disseminate it to them, because I break it down to them.
Yeah, then they see you, they'll realize what it is. That's good.
They don't want it. You know what I'm saying? With the kids, how I stopped them. My son, he came to me the other day. My son, 19 years old, about to be 20. He came to me a couple of weeks ago and he said, man, let's get some vending machines. You know what I'm saying? He came to me with that idea because I taught him how to sell candy when he was in elementary school. But now, you know what I'm saying? He like money. He won his money. He work hard. He do all this stuff. But the reason why he didn't want to hustle is because I took him to my neighborhood and I was showing him people that was hustling. And I showed him people they used to hustle with me. And now they out there smoking crack or shooting dope. They doing all the stuff they seen.
The result of life.
Because they walking up to the people, watching them hug me or watching them. I'm saying, nah, me and him, I'm showing them pictures. This us right here. We was in the go-go together. He used to be fly. Look at him now.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So they actually see the direct result of it. They like, you know what? I'd rather do what you do instead of doing what they doing because it leads nowhere. And that's just the bottom line. Once you show them that it leads nowhere, they tend to let it go. Some of them gonna bump their head though. I ain't gonna lie. All of them don't just always just take the information, but once they bump their head and then they remember, it's always the seeds that we drop that they might not sprout immediately, but then you look up 3 years later when they find in that situation, then you get that call and say, oh yeah, you was right.
Right.
I know I was right.
That's what
I knew I was right
when
the
you know
first
your
time.
teachers is follow through.
Yeah, them seeds is gonna come back.
What about you, Roti? What you think about it?
Well, I don't have any kids, you know, but I am an educator, so I'm always around kids, of course. You know, I'm from D.C., Maryland. At one point in time, I used to be involved in that kind of lifestyle of just aggression and, you know, violence and things like that. But I don't really place myself in that kind of field anymore. But when I do think about it, you know, my brother, he's 21, you know, he's not out there, but just him being in the city, he always feels like he's under attack, to which, technically speaking, he is.
Yeah.
You know, but that's how he thinks, and the kids who are his age and the older people think, like, everybody's thinking the same. They feel like they got to have guns on them all the time. They got to be strapped, this and that. You know, I worry for his safety. I truly do. And I hope, I pray every day he don't get caught up. But anybody, and I hear these kids, people's brothers, they sisters, even women.
Like
women are dying, getting shot just as quickly as the men.
So,
it's real sad.
So listen, we you know, we're raising awareness about the gun violence in our nation. It's starting to get so bad and sad to the point where we are definitely trying to find out ways and ideas to curb
positive spaces.
Yeah, to curb this, and that's through the creation of positive spaces. We need the interaction, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget now. You could you know, just go simply to www.CoyoteManOnline.com/what's up with that, and you can send in your information and send in your suggestions of different ways that we can all come together and try to really put a curve to stop this bloodshed within our youth. It's terrible. So we are, and I'm gonna ask Richard, I'm gonna let him go with it, but I think, you know, what we're doing is what we are trying to create positive spaces in the community through philanthropy feedings, through music and things like that. And as we get further, after you saying, we're gonna show how music is really twisted up in these things that are encouraging our youth to go down this path. But what you got for me, brother?
No, I totally agree. I totally agree with you saying. But one of the things that, because you mentioned something earlier, and I wanted to piggyback on that. The difference between when we was, we was around the same age, but the difference between my time and our time and these youngins now is that to some degree it was a level of a code.
Yeah, respect code. I'm glad I wanted to bring that up too.
It was a code in place. When I talk to my wife sometimes, and she'd be hearing stories, or she'd see me and somebody and hear us talking, and how we get to run our mouth because it was nostalgia. And she was like, well, y'all used to literally carry the old people bags, or y'all used to keep the neighborhood clean.
Respect is out the window.
Yeah, we used to do all that stuff, even though some of the ladies still used to call the police on us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Back then, I didn't understand it. They should have called the police on us.
But listen, not to cut you off, what's the basic code? It's supposed to be, at least, if nobody, respect for the woman and the kid.
And the kid.
It's not even that.
It's out the window now.
It's no respect at all, because now any type of, and it's hard to really correct them, because, I mean, not for me, because I got a level, I mean, it's sometimes I feel like they know who they talking to, and they know when somebody talking to them from the heart. Like when I went, I was going to the New Beginnings program. That's used to be called Oak Hill, where a lot of my friends, when we was in elementary school, well, first my friends, we went to Cedar Knoll, then we went to Oak Hill, then we went to Lawton. But when I was down there, one of the things that I noticed that I was having a connection with them, because they could tell when somebody is there, or somebody talking to them, they can see through that BS. So if you don't go out there if you BSing. But I think one of the things that we could do to actually help is we got to get out there and talk to them. I stopped this one young boy from killing this other boy one day. Wow. Because I was on my porch, and I had seen the boys in the neighborhood or whatever, and that's when I used to live in Capitol Heights, and I seen the boys in the neighborhood, and they hung together all the time. They was homies. But they was drunk one night, and they was arguing. One out said, "I kill you," blah, 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 pulled the joint out. And I told him, I said, "Shorty, don't do it. Don't do it." While I was talking to him, I distracted him and said, "Don't do it." Shorty was like looking about to keep talking. I'm like this, telling him to go ahead. Yeah. He rolls out. I tell Shorty, I said, "Look, this is what I say to you. Don't kill him tonight." I said, "Go home, go to sleep. When you wake up, if you still want to kill him, kill him." I told him straight up.
That's my man.
I told him, you still want to kill him when you wake up, because that means it's real. Yeah. But he went to sleep, woke up. Yeah, you drunk. This your man, you love him. You kill him right now, you're going to wake up distraught.
Sad as I don't know.
You're going to wake up distraught, but a lot of people don't do that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people
thinking
don't do
off
that.
impulse.
Right. A lot of people won't step in and say something to these youngins. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know what they doing. Okay. And the fact that when I look at our generation, right, older dudes used to, they used to put us in our place until we got to a certain age, but the respect was already put in there. A lot of us that came up in these situations that we end up in these lifestyles, we developed a level of respect for the people around us, our community, and the people under us. Now, these youngins don't have the OGs or none of that type stuff, because when we went to prison, I seen the generation that started going buck wild. It was not the generation behind me, but it was the generation behind them, because they came out. They knew the generation behind me. They wanted some money. The generation behind them ain't even want no money. All they wanted to do was beef.
Yeah, I think I'm the one right behind you.
You probably is. Just wanted to beef. Oh yeah, right. Still wanted to get some money. Still trying.
Always on that money.
Yeah,
trying to be fly. Yeah, that's how the 90s was.
The generation right after us didn't even want no money, and I started seeing it. It started getting bad, because it's just killing now. Y'all just killing to be killing. Y'all not protecting nothing. All y'all doing is literally creating problems that's going to end in the grave. Right. And the way that we got to do this is real men got to step up and go into these communities. And you don't got to go into, don't look for no community to go into. The community you live in is the one you go to.
It's enough, yeah. It's enough going on right in your community, I'm sure.
Right there. Start with something small. Say something, but you start with a rapport. You have to have a rapport. You can't just walk up and then just start shouting stuff at these boys. You gotta start rapport. Start by speaking. What's up, young fellas? What's up, fellas? What's up, fellas? And then you slowly but surely build on it from there to the point where they understand that you are giving them something that they don't have and is very valuable. Right now, these people, either we are talking at them or we talking about them. Talking about how much the young boys don't know nothing, how dumb they are, how stupid they are. But you want to talk about them, but what did we teach them? So we the ones that left them out there. Now it's time for us to actually go back and get them.
There you go. So there it is. Like, I come up with mine with the positive spaces, trying to create, pushing. Apocalypse Rich, Brother Rich talking about, man, getting out there and literally going out there physically yourself and kicking the knowledge to the youngs and trying to make the stamp there. Chef C. Royalty, you got something that you would like to throw, an idea, a suggestion you throw in there?
No, I mean, but there are other people who are like-minded like myself, and the whole purpose that I'm doing and building my own company and sacrificing myself is so that these resources are accessible. So for the kids, for the girls, the boys, the young kids, you got autism, you get free cooking classes. I'm willing to put myself out there to benefit whoever so that you can have a positive space. And there are other people that I'm working with as well, and we're all doing that. So you want to do something, cooking, art, fashion, music, anything, it's here, and it's here with good people, God's good people. So definitely you can reach out.
That's a good way. So, you know, as we moving forward into this, you know, like I said, the Spirit guides us because we're all connected here. And it's so funny because as we're talking, he's saying things and she's saying things that's already kind of in the script. That was, you know what I mean? It's not even meant to be like it, just happens to be like that. So let's get into ways that these negative characteristics or these negative mindsets, perspectives, and aspects are starting to get into these children's minds. And I want to just target first right off the bat, music.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's go right into one of the real ones. And we hit on music before a couple segments ago. And let's take it all the way back to let's go back to the angels. Let's go back to God Almighty. And let's talk about how powerful music was in God's in God's eyes. And Rosie, you kind of was talking to me about that, so you can bring that in. As you're saying what it is, and Rich will spin right off it, I'm sure.
Okay, Rich, let's get into it then. So, and this is where we're not going to get into it today, but that whole New Age spirituality and where God is being lost in translation and between religion, and it's no balance for people to see and understand. All right, so
it's a fact.
When it comes down to music, we are heavily intertwined. You know, we are spiritual beings, and people, they don't understand. When you don't understand the balance, then you either too high with it or you too low with it. So cool, we are all vibrational beings. We operate, the world runs on frequencies. Okay, so if we go back to the Bible, who is the creator, the master of music? Satan, Lucifer. Okay, we could get into the specifics of where Hollywood is placed out there, the demonic things that even occur there. So when we get into music, and I do music, and one of the biggest reasons why I kind of held back is because I'm realizing a lot of the beats that are put out, these are frequencies, these are all time lapse, and they're only set to say a certain repetition of things, which are also known as chants. Things that kids not even understanding what they're saying, even if we talking about the music, but people they singing suicidal songs. You got, you know, Juice WRLD. It's not, the music is definitely different. Yeah. And all it is kill, 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 drugs, sex, money, and it's all over the place. And you got to understand, how do you feel when you singing something good? Like when you singing some Mary J. Blige, or when you singing like a good Biggie song, not the Biggie songs like we talking about guns, but like, you know, just some smooth stuff with, you know, some Temptations. You feel good. But that's what we talk about. Back in the times, music was different. Music is real. And that's why it's so heavily intertwined with demons, spirits, and all of that. And people don't even understand. Right. Because they get you to saying something over and over and over. Yeah. Over and over. That's a chant, and you don't even know
hypnotizing. It's hypnotizing.
You don't even know it.
Yeah, see, and
come on, snap it.
I agree with everything you said, except for one thing. Lucifer didn't create music. He was
one of the best musicians. Excuse me.
No, he was the best, but yeah,
God created all things, right?
Yeah, because that he a creep. He don't create nothing. And
no,
we give him no credit.
I got you, but he's a creep. See, I don't never waste that. He's a creep. He's a creep, but he's a hater. The enemy is a line-losing hater, and he can't create nothing. All he can do is pervert and twist with God.
And copy.
That's it.
Plagiarize.
That's his move. That is his move. That's his. He always tricks. And see, this is the funny
creeper,
thing.
Man.
That's why I'm glad you used the way, because when we look at Adam and Eve when they was in the garden, right? He told them they could be like God. They was already like God. So basically, he got them to trade for what they was for something that wasn't. That was work. Like he took what they had and gave them nothing.
He's a creep.
He's a cold-blooded creep. And when he
break
was
it down.
When he was, that's what I think he was. When he was in heaven, he was the minister of music. But he was so pretty, he was so beautiful. That pride, see, people don't understand. Pride coming for a fall. And if you even listen to the music and the way it's set up, all it is boastful, bragging. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Very
money,
private. You're right.
Mammon focus. You know what I'm saying? So, and that come before a fall. So if we got a whole culture of music full of pride, that coming for a fall. Just like Lucifer fell like a star to the like a star to the ground.
For a fall. Pride
coming for a fall. That's the scripture. Pride coming for the fall.
Pride coming for the fall.
His proud self fell, and all the angels that was with him fell. And then now he went down there, and that's when he came, because he was such a hater of man. Because God saw us as something beautiful. Man, look at, just think of how much God must think of us to put his son in one of our vessels.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But he saw that, and because he was so jealous and so envious, he hated that. He wanted to take that from us.
Yeah.
But he still, because the gifts are without repentance, meaning God gives us gifts, but just because we don't do the right things with them, or we don't live solely right, or we try to actually walk with God, the gifts are still there.
Okay,
you see what I'm saying? The gifts are without repentance. So even if we fall, we still got the gifts. That's why you got people that sing in church.
They just sit in silence, though.
They still able to sing even though they leave the church.
Right.
The enemy plucks out some of our greatest and then take them over there for his kingdom. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing about it, when we look at how he's the Lord of the air, where the music go through, like she say, frequency, air. The music go through the air, and now. Because we are actual physical beings, we are spirit, soul, and body. We always remember that. We are spiritual beings. We are spirit. When we die, when before we save, our spirit is dead.
Dead, yeah.
Once we accept Christ, once we accept that sacrifice, once we become filled with the Holy Spirit, our spirit is now alive, but we still a soul. Your spirit and your soul are two different things.
They are.
Your soul is you, the one who like ice cream, the one who like dancing. That's your soul.
You're in the battle for your soul.
Right, and your spirit is the part of God. And your physical part, though, is your body. It's the meat, the carnate meat. So when we look at what the enemy does with music, our physical bodies, our brains, we have a conscious and we have a subconscious mind. Music goes past the conscious mind where we able to perceive and reason and logic and go and put the messages in the subconscious mind. So you still sitting here listening to this stuff. It is literally shaping your mind to move and think and create thoughts that are not like God, but are like this evil music that we listening to. So if you keep listening to kill murder music and now you riding in traffic and somebody cuts you off, you've been listening up to 30 all day.
Now you turned up
what you
and
think
then
you
look at you.
Do?
You gonna up to 30.
Drill music, that's what it's drill music.
Drill music. It's so many drill music. It's so many evil spirits. People don't realize how many demonic spirits are attached to drill music, because if you listen to it, they diss the dead. They talk crap. They talk about their murders and what they did to people. They taunt the families of the victims, but it's spirits attached to that, because whenever they diss the dead, do you know what happened to them?
They end up dead.
And it was even a boy. It was a young boy in Philadelphia.
Duck, what's his name? I ain't gonna say the name, but Duck. I forgot what's his name. FBG Duck. FBG Duck.
FBG Duck. He was actually trying to stop it. He was trying to stop. They kept on taunting him. He came out with that song "Dead Bees." Then he got killed. And then Vaughn came out.
Wow, that was too hard of a song tonight.
But look, if John ain't jam, he'd have got him. But Vaughn then was dissing Duck, and then what happened to Vaughn?
Gone.
But it was a young boy in Philadelphia. The young boy in Philadelphia didn't have nothing to do with nothing. He made a little joke dissing all the dead boys in Chicago, and got killed hours later.
See how that thing?
He wasn't even in Chicago. That was a spirit.
That's a spirit. Hey, so listen up. These topics right here, just to get a recap, we're going to be closing up and we're going to be paying our bills here in a minute, taking a break. And, of course, the Popular Rich is going to be coming in, and he can chime back in on it before he gives you all that knowledge that he always kicks it. But just as a recap, man, that's the World Topic segment. We came in with different viewpoints from different aspects from all three of us. We are trying to raise awareness and put a curve on this gun violence in our society. We sent out our prayers to our loved ones and things like that. So once again, sending prayers out to Pastor Young and all of us facing illnesses out here. And that's pretty much that I got for y'all. I got a shout out to everybody, and I'll let y'all close it out with whatever. And I appreciate y'all tuning in. We're coming up real soon with the teaching segment by Apocalypse Rich, man. I'd like to give a shout out to Chef C. Roy.
Peace and love. It takes equally as much work as it does to be negative as it does to be positive. Show love.
That's right. She just filled in, man. Spur of the moment. Thank you for that. Thank you for the spirit for that. Y'all be check back in real soon. We'll be right back. Yeah. What's up with that? Truth, not tradition, baby.